Life unscripted for you. So let's get right into it. I'm down here in Fort Stockton, Texas, visiting my daughter who moved down here a little bit ago. So down here, and they're doing dust storms and wind storms, and so that the dust gets in your chest. You can't see it. And I wasn't really thinking about it, but I need to put a mask on now when I go out around here to keep that dust around. But out here, just enjoying her and this new environment. But let's get right into it. Life Unscripted for you. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. I want to thank you guys for joining. Hey, look, guess what? I want to thank you guys for even just tuning into this video, because you didn't have to click that video icon. So I appreciate that. Every single one of you guys. I want to thank you. So the other day I posed a video. Someone posed a question like, if you could ask God, how was it? For one thing, one day, just for the day, what would that be? And if you could ask him for one thing for the year, what would that be? And I asked you guys just to kind of put that in the comment, because I was just interested to see, what individuals would come with. Excuse me. And one comment got from my cousin. I want to read this because it was interesting. He said, shout out to my man Neil Owens. Y'all check him out at Neil Owens 5660. All right. So one thing to ask God for today. This was March 14th. This was yesterday. I asked him to show me the things in heaven that I cannot see on earth. That's pretty interesting. Show me things on heaven that I cannot see on earth. Man, to get a peek in a window of heaven. Man, that has to be powerful. The other one was for the year, help me to continue guiding those who seek to worship God in spirit and in truth. So help me to continue guiding those. So one was for his own need and gratification to sustain him, which would be, think about how much fuel that would be if we could get a window peek into heaven, to God's atmosphere. Man, that's a lot of fuel. I mean, that's a lot of fuel. That'll keep you going, and chasing after what He has for you for your life. And the other thing was ministry. Help people, continue to help people and guide people who's seeking to worship God in spirit and truth. That's awesome. So I thought about that, and I said, I think my one thing for that day would be to really know the intricate, like every single move of God's plan for my life, like from beginning to end. Like I see and I understand what moves I am to do, or where I should be, for that day. Just open my eyes so I can see it, really clear, make it plain. And then and I would say, wisdom, wisdom to understand, the remaining of this year, of what I should be doing and how I should be moving for the remaining of this year. So I feel that could be a catapult, to the rest of my life. So that's that. So I'm here chilling. I'm here with my man MJ. Say what's up, my man MJ. So we having a good time. We having a good time down here. So what I want to talk about today, let's get a little bit serious. What I want to talk about today is a little bit about our health. I truly believe that, the older we get, the health really does become our wealth. And one of the health things I like to talk about today. And I'm not a big health nut, I would say. I'm not a gym rat. I'm not one who focuses on a lot of eating habits and things like that. But lately I have. Lately I have started thinking about, what I eat, um, what I eat, and how that plays into the factor of my health. I used to exercise much more than I do now. So we just have to start thinking about that. And one of the things we're gonna start talking about right now, and I don't know when we're gonna stop talking about it, is cancer. I hate cancer. Cancer has taken a lot of loved ones from my life. Cancer have taken two of my sisters that I love so dearly from my life. Cancer has taken grandparents, that I dearly love in my life. Cancer, I hate cancer. So, big ups, much love to all of you out there who have fought that disease and that sickness and have won. I want to thank you for your courage. I want to thank you for your fortitude. And I know how much it takes. I have personal friends who have battled that sickness and disease and have won. And I encourage you guys to talk about your battle. Talk about your victory. Talked about your victory and talked about your battle because people need to hear about it. So let's talk about we suffer for the lack of knowledge and ignorance. We suffer for the lack of knowledge and ignorance. So therefore, since knowing that, so take a sip of my good old coffee here. Nope, this is not hotel coffee. It's that good coffee. So knowing that, causes of cancer. Some of the stuff we already know. Some stuff we may not know. But again, you know what this channel is about. Education and informative. So genetic factors. Some people inherit mutations in certain genes that increase their risk for specific types of cancer. We did know that. So people say, well, it's in your traits. Well, you're at high risk for this and high risk for that. Okay. The environment says exposure to certain chemicals, pollutants, radiation, of course we know that, can increase cancer risk. For example, substances like asbestos and benzene are known causes of cancer. Lifestyle factors. Smoking, we do know that. Excessive alcohol consumption, I didn't really know that. A poor diet, kind of did know that. Lack of physical activity, okay, we didn't really know that. Obesity, all these things can be a contributor factor to developing cancer. This is interesting. Infections. Certain viruses and bacteria are linked to cancer. Didn't know that. For instance, human papillomavirus, or better known as HPV, is associated with cervical cancer. I think I heard that. Hepatitis B and C, didn't know that, can lead to liver cancer. Didn't know that. Age, interesting, really. The risk of developing cancer generally increase with age. Okay. As accumulation of risk and mutations over time can lead to, okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit, okay. Hormonal factors, interesting. Changes and imbalances can also influence the risk of certain cancers, particularly breast and prostate cancers. So it's a combination of all these things that could happen. So we see how this could be a wide spread kind of thing. But let's talk about how this attributes to it. Okay, like you see, I said over time, right? So over time, what does that mean? It means days, weeks, years. What does that mean? Decades. But see, the thing about cancer is it manipulates what I guess I shouldn't say manipulate, but it the same thing that happens, and I spoke with a doctor about this, how your body reacts to toxins, how your body reacts to illnesses and sicknesses that may be in your body, is the free radicals. So when we put in the pollutants, when we're eating foods or things that are not digestive, that's not kind to our digestive system. For example, the preservative foods, foods that don't break down, they sit in our body, and many times the toxins become attached to our organs over a period of time. That's why I say it's age over a period of time. So if we're eating, processed foods for years, decades, and then you're now 50 years old. Imagine how much toxins could remain in your body and attached to your organs. So those free radicals don't really distinguish that. Hey, this is your lung. Hey, this is your kidney. Hey, this is your, whatever. They're programmed to do a certain thing, and they do it. And the more widespread it is, the worse it could be. So, understanding that, we ought to just be careful about what we put in our bodies. And the earlier we start, the better. The earlier we start, the better. So let's look at some of the foods. Okay. Some of this I think we knew, but the biggest thing I'm going to talk about is the processed meats. Processed meats. It's hard to look. People look at me. I'm a carnivore. I like to eat meat. I like to eat my steaks. I like to eat bacon. I like my pork chops. I like to eat meat, but I'm understanding now I have to watch that. Foods like bacon, just said that, sausage, hot dogs contain preservatives and chemicals that have been linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. Red meat, high consumptions of red meat, such as beef and pork, may be associated with higher risk of colorectal and possibly other cancers. Sugar drinks, high sugar foods, refined carbohydrates, foods made with white flour, sugar can contribute to weight. It's funny, after reading all this, like, I just become a vegetarian. So anyway, I hope this video just sparked your interest and start looking at this thing called cancer. Okay, that's what we're really trying. That's what we're really trying to accomplish here. So we're going to go a little bit more about, do some research and kind of come back and do some videos about cancer. But listen, start somewhere. Make a decision. For example, me, I talk about myself. I don't have a problem with talking about myself. I cut out the processed lunch meat. I don't do processed lunch meat anymore in my house. No, I'll go to the deli and I look for the ones that are no preservatives, no color added, that looks like a chicken. Or it looks like a side of beef, and that natural, that organic one, that's the one I get and slice it. It's worth paying a little bit of extra money to make sure that at least I take this stance, and then I take another stance, and then another stance, and then you take enough stances, in a period of time, you help yourself out and be more healthy. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like it, subscribe. Hey, we see y'all next time. Later.